So if we look, yeah, and the thing is, as I said to you before, the important thing for you, anyone I give lessons to, is that you feel comfortable with the move you're trying to make.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're implementing a change per session, going bit by bit by bit. Start with the grip, start with the movements in the backswing and the turning of the torso. Then it started with the impact and the club sort of hinging later and stuff, and it's progressing down the line bit by bit. If we said at the start of that first lesson, where it was a few months ago, so right, okay, Tone, do this, you'd be like, it's too much to take in, okay? It's almost got to not split it down and start again, but at the same time, it's sort of, here's your golf swing in a nutshell. Here's all the good things you do. You aim pretty darn well, to be fair. For someone who has a slice occasionally, you don't aim 40 yards left, which is great, okay? Your ball position is good. There's a lot of good things. Your posture's great. There's a lot of positives from your setup. What we're trying to do is, okay, right, these are the things that are causing the ball to do this, and therefore causing you to do some certain things. Let's just one at a time pick the best ones that we need to work on and get those changed bit by bit by bit and blend all that together as one, okay? So in terms of the movement going back, this movement here now, I mean, from there, that's probably the early release, which again, or early hinge of the wrist. I wouldn't say you're hinging the wrist badly because you're still turning your torso. Now, this is obviously a full swing or fuller swing. If we look as we come into impact now, look at your left arm there, you see, coming away from the body, yeah? There's not been much snap. So really, when the golf club, as we said, your torso is here and your arm's out there, the club now at this point is still down here. So the club hasn't really gone past your torso yet. I mean, your shoulder's almost 90 degrees to the original spot. So you've really unwound the body there quickly. And then the club here now, that's where the club kind of speeds up, where it blurs, you see there. That's much club head speed you're getting there. Well, the information's been given to the golf ball. He's gone, isn't he? So it's a waste, okay? Whereas this one, again, is a shorter swing, obviously. Same sort of hinge there. As you come back to the golf ball, that movement there, that sort of snap and release of that club is what we're trying to create. Now this one here I think went 76 yards and this one went about 90 yards. Look how far that swing is going there. You'd expect all that movement to be a hell of a lot more than just that. But if we can incorporate that backswing to maybe go back to there, that will create a little bit more momentum down to the golf ball, which will obviously help create that speed. But as you come into the golf ball, you unwind your body here now as you're doing. As you get to about here now, the body kind of stops. Now again, if you look at all the tall players, this sort of movement, they preset kind of impact, twisting, and then from there it's just how fast can your arm get into position, okay? So as a practice drill, there's two things you can do. One, you can actually hit some shots as you are doing here now, where you keep your torso and your zip, whatever you're wearing, your hat position or whatever, down to the ball and just get how fast can your arms get. The other one you can do is kind of set yourself up to the golf ball, okay? Preset impact, okay? And then make some swings there, which is a little bit longer, but you're almost in a preset position. Your backswing will be shorter, but you get in that sort of impact position. And again, we're trying to increase club head speed, increase club face efficiency, and put less effort into it. So not just from your case in terms of sort of saving energy, but everyone. If I can give someone a golf, and say, right, okay, you go on the golf course today, and you'll tee off on the 18th tee, and feel as good as you feel on the 18th tee as you do on the first tee, that's a win, isn't it? Most guys come on the other, and they're worn out, so their swings are going to have less energy. And if you're using the big muscles in your body and all that stuff to try and hit the golf ball a long way, and those muscles are getting tired and fatigue's kicking in, you're going to lose more energy, which means you lose more distance, which means so it's just a knock-on effect. So towards the end of the round, you're sort of ice skating uphill, trying to really get, come on, it's going to be high. Exactly, it's going to be difficult to try and just get over the finish line kind of thing. So if we can maximise your efficiency, get your hands and arms swishing the club with as much club head speed, I would say from your point of view now, some things that we can say are good, okay? So number one for me, that grip now is looking a lot better. So that's definitely a tick on the grip, okay? Your weight transference is getting better when you square the club. So that's another tick, okay? I would say in terms of the tension in your grip, that's 50-50. I think probably more, okay, 60-40 to good. But there are times when you get a little bit tense, and we know for a fact that when you're playing on the golf course, if it's going wrong, what's going to happen? You're going to get tighter, right? Just frustration will increase. So that's still sort of a work in progress, shall we say, okay? So that's not too bad, okay? But in terms of this movement today and getting that kind of swish, whether you get an impact bag or a cushion up against the sofa or whatever it may be, just stand there and just do this against the club. Just get the feeling of how that right wrist is going to unhinge and hinge, or hinge and unhinge, should I say, back to the golf ball to maximise that speed and the efficiency of that golf ball or club. Okay, if we can get the ball flight correct, the speed of the club up by putting less effort into it, everyone's a winner, yeah? You can make, and that's why I think, as I said to you before, your swings that feel shorter, or the ones you put less into it, often go further because of a maximised quality of strike, better efficiency with the loft. You're not leaning back so much, so your half swings are more 6 and 7 irons or whatever club you're taking, going off at the correct launch angle with a bit of speed, whereas the full swings are going with more speed but more loft. They just go higher. They might travel in the air further. I mean, if you sort of think about here now, your long, if you're kind of here and the flag is kind of here, okay, your full swings do this, okay, and then your half swings do that. Well, that yellow line's longer than the blue line. But from here to here, the blue line's gone further. So that's why they tend to go a bit further. They have a much more efficient launch angle, you see. The more speed you put into, the higher the ball hits for you in your case. Okay, so work on that impact, get that kind of swishing, and basically almost like whatever you feel you need to try and do, whether hinging the wrist early or not, is not a bad or a good thing, it's more of a preference. But what you can try and do to get that kind of sensation of how the club, when it comes back, basically overtakes your body, and the release of that club is when that club passes your centre. If you just keep twisting, say again? Yeah, a little bit of it, exactly. From there, just exactly, and again, when you do that again one more time. So, okay, when you get to top here, I'll just draw the lines here so we can compare the video. When you get to there, okay, this drop is literally a drop, okay? Hold the club again where you were and go to that top position, okay? So we're doing this, we're not and trying to pull it. There's a difference in letting the club just fall down and actually trying to pull the arms. Because if you try to pull the arms, then you'd pull them out here somewhere. Well, now you're coming across the golf ball, aren't you? Okay, so yeah, we'll work on that release, mate, okay?